Today I'll show you everything that I, as a dog trainer, do with Kona for the entire day, from sun up to sundown, when things go well and when they don't. Okay, let me see. I'm Zach George. I'm a dog trainer. Meet my new project, Kona. I've got just 3 weeks to train her and set her up for the most well-behaved life possible. That means I need to work on the most common puppy issues like potty training, how to actually pay attention, stopping things like play biting, chewing, separation anxiety, getting along with other animals, leash walking, and teaching her everything a good dog needs to know. Real dog training doesn't always go smoothly, and that's why I'm going to show you every success and mistake and how I work through all the most challenging parts of raising a new puppy. Welcome to your new puppy survival guide. The daily routine you establish with your dog is what makes all of the difference when you're training them. Today, I'm going to give you an example of that. But if you're looking for a general 30-day overview of training your dog that will help keep you on track, check out 30-Day Perfect Pup. It's a completely free digital dog training class that will show you how to train your dog, all of the basics, over the course of 30 days. In that course, you'll get exclusive video lessons from me, access to an incredible private community of dog trainers and pet parents, and all kinds of extras to help make your training go super smoothly. There's even an app so you can have all of your training lessons and schedules with you wherever you are. Sign up for free at the link in the description and you'll have access forever. Really, it's completely free. Now let's see how this day of training with Kona is going to go. Wish me luck. Good morning, YouTube. How are you? Just woke up, and first thing I've got to do is take this beautiful lady outside. So it's like, 7 a.m.-ish. I'll let them out to go potty here. I'll give them a little bit of time to have some fresh air, and we will get started with our day, and hopefully it'll be an interesting day where we can make a lot of progress, and hopefully Kona will continue on her amazing trajectory of rapid progress. So there's number 2. This is good. The dogs are extra wired this morning and ready to go. All right, so check this out. Look how she's barking. This is something we don't really probably want. Excessive barking. I mean, what barking? Kona! Come on. Just making high-pitched sounds. Of course, Inertia comes running. Good girl, Kona. All right, so now that they've had their break, I'm gonna put her back in the crate. I'm gonna go get ready, and we're gonna get started with our day. Oh, I know. You do have a clue, don't you? Come on, can you get in your crate? You still want some assistance with getting in your crate, huh? Fine with me, as long as you go in voluntarily. See how she's not trying to get out too? I like that a lot. Being much more accepting of her crate. All right. Getting camera ready here, just for you guys. All right, so I've gotten ready. You can see she's really ready to get outside. Ready to come out? Wait. Ooh, struggling with that weight this morning, isn't she? A little tougher to summon the discipline here, first thing. Okay, good girl. Stay. Okay, good girl. So even though they've already been out this morning to do their business, it's a little bit later now. I want them to just kind of get some fresh air, walk around. If they've got to relieve themselves further, as Kona is doing right now, that's fine as well. This is a good way for Kona to start her day, just to romp around with another dog if possible. Or if you didn't have another dog, you could get out there and play with them, maybe do some fetch. We may do some of that later as well. She's had a good night's sleep. It's just a really good opportunity for her to calibrate to today and get in a good mood. Indy, you want to come out? You just want to stand there and watch? Indy just likes to have her own time. She's like, when those crazy young dogs settle down, I might come out. Inertia really seems to be enjoying Kona for the most part. Though she's getting a little rougher in her play and corrections. Look at that. You see this? Look at those teeth. Man, Inertia. I understand though, Kona's a little obnoxious, huh? Just think back to the first day when they first met and how nervous Kona was. She was like, I don't know about this. And now, if anything, Inertia's like, man, you come on strong. Leave me alone. It's kind of funny to see that role reversal. Nonetheless, this is really good interaction for both dogs to have with each other. I mean, Kona being so young, getting these social skills in with a slightly older dog, and Inertia, who's only 18 months old, hasn't played with every dog in the world or anything, so it's yet another good experience for her to get social time in with a puppy. So it's all good. I'm loving it. I'll probably sit out here for at least 20 minutes with them just to let them really adjust to the day, kind of calm down, get that initial layer of curiosity out of their system. And if you spend too much time indoors with a dog, they are going to be extra excited, in many cases at least, when you go outside, and it's going to be really challenging to communicate with them. It's as though Inertia has detected that Kona is growing like 3 inches a day and is just trying to stay on top of her to make sure she can still win these play battles, because it's getting harder every day for Inertia. You can see, I mean, Kona is just gripping her skin, and Inertia is being super tolerant. Inertia, you're allowed to nip at her. You know, measured corrections are something that Kona probably needs a little bit more of. Last night, Kona was going up to Indiana, who isn't quite so accepting of this youthful behavior, and gave Kona a really good measured correction. We just happened to catch it on video, which is nice. Kona responded really well. She backed off, and even though she started barking, she wasn't being quite as physical with Indy, so she seemed to get the point. That kind of communication between dogs is wonderful. A lot of people will use the logic that, you know, a dog might forcefully correct another dog and nip at them or something like that, and a lot of humans have taken that to mean that, oh, well, that means we should use force on dogs in order to get them to comply. But I want you to keep in mind that we are human beings. We're a little bit smarter than these guys, and we've come up with more effective ways that really keep training fun and enjoyable for dogs that don't require us to be overly physical and primitive with them. But as far as dog-to-dog corrections go, those social skills are quite important. This is an area where Kona has been coming over here and kind of digging away at the dirt. It's the only spot I've seen so far where she's done that, and I've been trying to intervene, but she's quite fascinated by this particular soil over here. I'm a little extra tolerant to puppy digging because they're learning how to use their paws and dig at the world and explore it, but the digging can really be a habit that gets out of control, so you'll want to redirect them consistently. So in this case, I'll redirect her and say, Kona, come on over here, girl, and get her to go away and get her mind on something else, like Inertia or whatever puppies think about. What do puppies think about? And so this is a real part of starting the day. Just getting a dog mentally right, getting them mentally satisfied that they've gotten to do some stuff on their own before we put them in school and ask them to do certain behaviors in certain places. Kona, leave it. Yes, good girl. Nice real life, leave it. And I've got treats out here just on standby, you know. I mean, you can get multiple bags of treats and have them all over. Pupford has such a variety of different treats. These are freeze-dried sweet potatoes. Kona loves them, as you can see. Easy. Don't, see. The jumping is getting better, but that was a good example over there. Yes. She's pretty good if I'm sitting still, but if I'm moving, she's like, I want to jump all over you. So the idea is to intervene before that, before the jumping occurs. And she's so predictable. I mean, she's a puppy. You can read these guys like a book.
There you go.
Look at that. Nice work. Okay, come and get in your crate. A little confused? All right, let's give her a little bit of help. There we go, one kibble does it. Yes, staying in there gets her entire meal there. I think it's a really good idea. Just ask your dog to do 2 or 3 easy things when you're gonna feed them in the morning. Maybe later in the day, you might consider doing a whole training session out of a meal. So today, before we go out, I'm going to put a variety of different treats in my pouch. I like to mix it up just to keep her guessing, and you know, just like people, sometimes she's more in the mood for meat, sometimes she's more in the mood for potatoes, right? And if you're like me, sometimes you're just in the mood for both. So she doesn't know how to hop into the crate that we have back here in the car yet, so I'm gonna give her a little bit of encouragement. Come here, let's see, do you wanna hop up here? What's this? Yes, good girl. Here. A little awkward for her to hop in there, which is fine, but I do wanna put some treats in there that ought to encourage her to walk right in, which I appreciate. And now we're gonna go into the real world and see how puppy training goes. So Kona is loaded up. I want you to notice how quiet she's being right now. She's chilling out, which is really good. So we're headed out to a place called Audubon Park right now. It's an iconic place in New Orleans. It's a great place to train a dog. So yesterday when we took her to the park, she whined and cried quite a bit, and I did my best to condition her by giving her treats when she was quiet and trying to alleviate the stress by giving her something that she liked. But today, No whining, right? None at all.
Zero, yeah.
Yeah, so far. I mean, we still have to go home, but we'll see. This just suggests to me that she's really adjusting well to everything. All right, let's let her out. Okay, come on. I'm gonna definitely secure that harness with my hand and then make sure I definitely secure her. I wanna be so extra safe. It is 100% our responsibility to keep control of our dogs in public. That's why you'll often see me with a leash clipped to me. I don't know how long this can last, but I love how she is on leash. Why couldn't I get Inertia to do this? Kona! What's this? Yes! This is a nice house, and apparently Kona feels right at home here. She's got good taste. Sometimes puppies will do this though, right? They'll just lie down. So maybe I can inspire her to continue on with the walk. Let's give it a shot here. Kona! Come on. Yes! I'm gonna offer her a treat. Let's see if she'll take a treat. I don't know. Kona, what's this? No. Right there, I just wanted to test. I see she's not receptive to taking treats right now. And honestly, my primary science objective for this particular training session is to give her exposure to new environments. We were at another park recently, but this is a completely different park. In a dog's case, it's not really a matter of if you've seen one, you've seen them all. Everyone is kind of a completely new world to them. So in the long run, at some point, you do hope that they start to generalize and act normally at a variety of different parks, but the way we ensure that is by showing them lots of parks often. Good job. Okay, we've got some barking dogs over here. I'm gonna bring her off to the side just to give her some room. We have a lot of dogs coming up over here. Easy. That's very good. Hey, nice job, girl. Isn't that cool? That's a dog. It's good for dogs to get desensitized to audio like this. Here we have a chainsaw going off back here. They're doing some tree work. I mean, she notices that, and if she notices it while in a relaxed, calm state of mind, even better. I'm also happy to let Kona take breaks along the way. She's still very young, so it's beneficial for her to take 2, 5, 10-minute breaks here and there. It's just great that she's able to absorb everything that's going on around her. We've got fast-moving people, we have chainsaws, we have people on devices with 2 wheels that they're pedaling, and she's just looking at it all. I mean, if you really look into her eyes right now, you can just really get a sense that she's captivated by these things around her. She's doing so well. I'm gonna bring her a little bit closer and let's do some screensaver training over here. The reason I like to select a place like this is because you get pretty significant and heavy distractions at close range if you want them there, or you can get far away and let your dog take in those distractions from a distance. And then if you want to kick the distraction level up one more notch, you cross this path and we have lots of birds. She's been doing really well with her bird desensitization, which is so important in this part of the world because they're everywhere. You see how wonderful a place like this can be for a young dog who's extra sensitive to new things. Believe it or not, this relaxed, calm behavior right here is absolutely perfect for an environment like this because this tells us she can take in distractions while in a relaxed state of mind, meaning she can just chill out. Kona! Look at me. Come. Yes. Good, even with a bike riding by. I gotta sit on the first request. And, okay. There's a fast moving dog. Yeah, I don't know. Rollerblades, what? Why don't we go walk past the birds and just verify that she is going to act acceptably? I think we'll just pass by over here. She's a little distracted. Come on, Kona. Going to gently encourage her to keep moving. Didn't have to do much encouragement. Look at that, I'm just gonna give her some space here. She looked at him and now she's back to just looking around. Everything she encounters, she's like, I guess this is just normal stuff. This world just keeps throwing all sorts of weird things out there, and the way she responds to them has just been really favorable. Look at how close she is to the bird. And she's not chasing the bird. That's so far. Again, I need to say so far in everything. Good girl. Yes, Kona, good. She offered attention there, so I decided to seize on the opportunity and call her over to me. It was a good opportunity to get some compliance around something that is potentially distracting. Squirrel, You can see her body language is now pretty alert. I don't want to overexcite her by getting too close to the squirrel, but we'll let her look at it. Bree often jokes that squirrels are just designed dog toys. They're little fluffy tails that wiggle so abruptly. I put a long lead on Kona. I thought I might see if she wanted to do some free play here or even play a game of fetch. What do you think? Let's see if we can give her an outlet that's more acceptable than chasing squirrels. Ready, go. There she goes. A little half-heartedly, but that's fine. She may not be in the mood for fetch right now. I guess we can test a Frisbee. What's all this stuff? Kona! Kona, come. Yes, good girl, very good. I definitely want to practice come when called out here in this setting. Got a dog over here. Come. Good. Look at that. That is nice, nice work. Gonna sit. Yes. Rather than repeat, sit, sit, sit. You know, give them a chance to think about it. They're young. Okay. Good girl. Kona, come. Yes. Her recall is just getting better and better all the time. Kona, come. Good, sit, lie down. Yes, very good. She's got it. She's already getting an audience. Let's see if we can have a breakthrough on rollover. Rollover, yes. Very good. Let's see if I can get her to go the... Yes, good. Sit, lie down. Yes, good. Well, I got what I asked for. That is a breakthrough. On that one example, I had to do an obvious lure in a less obvious way, so that was cool. Yes, good girl. Yes, fun. And let's try one more. I'm just trying to get a bunch of reps in while she's doing so well right now. Yes, there you go. I mean, that was her best rollover of all time right there. Good girl, you're so great. And at no point so far has she attempted to lunge or bark or anything. Doesn't mean she won't though. I'm not gonna let my guard down. I don't ever trust you puppies. Ah, let go. Look at me. Yes. My logic there to get her to leave the pine straw alone was to get her to look at me voluntarily. And if you're feeling really brave, and you want to really tackle this head on, get a handful of debris maybe, leave it. Look at me. Yes. Give it movement. Movement's more distracting for dogs than stuff that stays still. Hey, leave it. Kona. Yes. Perfect. That was yet another really great way to practice here. Dogs walking by, multiple distractions at different ranges from her, and still being able to get that attention. I'm now going to try and, because she's fixated on these people walking by, I'm going to try and get her to come this way. Kona, come. Yes. That just really verifies to me that she's interested in something and that I can semi-reliably get her attention off that thing and onto me so that I can direct her and guide her. Okay, come on, let's go home. There's a squirrel, a crow, an egret, and you're just walking, being a good girl. What a pleasurable walk in the park it is with you today, young lady. Oh, easy. Kona, come. That's the closest thing to a lunge we've had. Kona! Come on, yes! Oh, I lost her. I wasn't able to get her to come to me. I'm still gonna try, but that happens sometimes. I don't wanna push her when she's in this state of mind. I'd rather make it easier for her. So, hey, Kona, sit, look at me. Yes. Come on. Come on, let's go. Yes. I was able to get her back there, but you gotta be careful about the level of requests you throw at a dog when they're not yet prepared, because you don't want to condition them to just ignore that time and time again. If you called them and they didn't come to you, they're like, oh, I guess that one must be optional. So you want to keep those to a minimum, but you can never know for sure if your dog is going to reply. That's why you have to practice so much and try to reinforce and use requests like come and stay when you're reasonably confident they're going to do it. When you catch them succeeding, they learn, oh, that is how I live my best life. Big truck right here, look at this. It's a big dumpster moving. See that? Wow. See how she does. Come on, okay. That was really good. You can hear how loud that is. She reacted so appropriately. Really productive session here. I think we can move on and continue with our day. Time to go home. We're gonna put her back in the crate here, throw some treats in, give her something to look forward to so she walks in there. So we're back home now. Kona's super excited. I'm gonna go let her outside first thing because we've just been on the road for 20 minutes or so may as well be extra careful since potty training is important. Here we are back in the backyard. This is a really good place for the dogs to decompress and do their potty breaks and romp around if they decide to. So to me, this is like a transition time in the day where we just had a lot of stimulation, a lot of playing, a lot of checking out a new place, practicing her training. And now I really want her to just kind of rest and fall asleep and take a nap. And since one of our objectives is to get her more comfortable with being in a house without having accidents, I'm going to encourage her to take a nap outside of the crate this time, or I suppose she could take a nap right there. So I'm gonna give her a second to see if she naturally relaxes. I'm not even gonna tell her to do anything. Oh goodness, there's a screen there, all part of the learning experience, huh, Kona? This is the spot where she often does settle down naturally. I'm gonna see if she decides to lie down on the cold floor. And she does. See, I'm getting to know her. This is good. As you get to know your dog, they become pretty predictable, don't they? So I really like to go out of my way when I notice that she's going to likely be good outside of the crate. Let's really build that up and give her that experience of being good outside the crate. I think with all the stimulation she's had today, she's very likely to just pass out and relax for a few hours, which means I can focus on getting me things done. And as moments arise like this, where she starts barking, we have a vehicle in the back right there. It's important to be able to snap into training mode when your dog does these. These are called secondary training sessions, and these will happen all the time. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna try to get her attention. Kona, come. Here. Yes. Good work. Sit. Lie down. Yes. Good job. Very good. So, you know, a number of situations like that might arise where your dog gets focused on something and has an outburst and you want to contain that. Give me inertia, come. Good girl. Yes, I like that you're being quiet. I like that you came. And I like that you're old and beautiful. So now I've got to get her back into the settle position. Inertia, come. Inertia isn't helping matters. She's being a little barky, so I'm gonna put her up too. Look at the irony. I'm having to put Inertia up in the crate and trying to give you time alone. Kona, come. Settle. Good girl, relax. It's very good. Why can't you guys just be like Indy? I think order has been restored, at least for the moment, so that's good. Throughout the day, you've seen us do a lot of primary training sessions. That's where I'm being very deliberate about the things that I'm training. For example, we worked on rollover and we worked on come and stay and general obedience out at the park. But here was an unplanned training session. The dogs got thrown off. We had an outburst of barking and we had to address that to try to show them how to behave in the moment. We call those secondary training sessions. So the lesson here is know the difference between your primary training sessions and your secondary training sessions. So she's had a good long nap and she has slept every second of, at least 2 or 3 hours. I do want to point out too, we're going to let her out immediately, right? After she gets done with her nap, because potty training is a major concern of ours. So there we go. Yes! Let's go pee. Good job. Good start. She may have to go again though. Just because your dog goes, especially her, just because she goes one time, doesn't mean she's done. Sometimes we'll go 2 or 3 times out here. So, especially after a long nap like that, I'm gonna give her ample opportunities to pee multiple times, to poop, to do all that fun stuff. A lot of you will be wondering, well, how often are you supposed to let a puppy in potty training outside to relieve themselves? And the answer is, if you have to ask, it's probably time to let them out. In other words, I'd rather see you let them out way more times than they need to, just to really make sure that they have ample opportunities. I mean, twice an hour, easy for a puppy, I would say, if possible. That doesn't count when they're sleeping, taking their naps, sleeping overnight, but if they're up and thinking and playing, they're probably also considering peeing or pooping in your house too. So yeah, that's the world I'm living in right now. Let's go inside and see if we can teach her a new trick. I've got the perfect one in mind. Kona, come. Yeah, there you go. Love that come when called, looking good. I want to teach her a new trick that she's actually on the right track, except for the biting part. I thought we had this under control. I mean, seriously, look at this. Let's redirect her into a sit. Good girl, that's very good. I do want to say before I teach this that remember the reason we teach tricks to, ouch, a puppy is so they have something to do other than bite you all the time. No, the real reason we teach tricks is because it brings us closer together and we can learn so much more about one another. So one thing I want to teach her is paws up. Taught, great. Paws up is where your dog jumps up and rests their paws on something. Of course, that's not exactly how I want to do it. Kona, let's see if we can just lure her up here. Yes. I want her paws to stay on my knee there. Yes. 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 Okay, good girl. So right there, I mean, that was a really good first attempt. And did you notice the rapid fire succession of 3 treats as she was maintaining the position? We wouldn't always do that, but sometimes getting in multiple tiny treats can be more effective than just giving them one, and it may really help them understand the concept much better. Yes! Good work, very good. Yes! Paws up is cute for posing for pictures, or as a cute trick, because you can teach them to probably do it on something like a chair. I don't know, let's see. Paws up. Stay. Okay, good girl, nice work. Come here. Paws up. Yes. Good. And okay, I'm letting her know it's over so she doesn't just wonder, do I just stay up here forever or what? Just trying to be very clear with her. Now, some of you might be wondering if this is going to conflict with teaching her not to jump. I'm not saying she might not experience a little bit of confusion, but you ought to easily be able to work through that. To me, anything with permission is okay, including jumping up on things, assuming you give them permission to do so. And this is a great way to build communication. Stay. Yes! Okay, good girl. I mean, does she catch on instantly or what? That went incredibly smoothly. Now let me show you why I personally wanted to teach that. It's kind of a prerequisite to this next easy trick, and I don't know how this is gonna go. We've not done it. I want to teach her how to give me a hug. Get her attention with the treat. It's a little awkward. Whoa, yes. Okay, good girl. So similar thing, right? Teaching her to put her paws on my shoulders. It's a good opportunity to practice stay in a different way too. Stay. Gotta kind of contort yourself. Here we go. Stay. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yes. Here. Yes. Okay, good girl. Getting her attention over here. I'm gonna go ahead and give her a reward for listening to the end of that request too, which was basically get down. Here, what's this? Stay. I love my life. Okay, good girl. Come on. Stay. And I should mention, you notice how my other dogs aren't present right now. That's because I want to give Kona a lot of one-on-one time during this particular training session, right? I don't want her to easily be distracted during training. Apparently my shoe is enough distraction in and of itself. She gets plenty of social time with the other dogs throughout the day. In fact, I'm about to do that right now. But when I'm really focused on training her something new, I want to keep the environment as easy as possible around her. That's why we're doing it inside and not outside. As she gets better, we would graduate to the more challenging environment. Kona. Here. Yes. Thank you for looking at me when I asked for your attention. I want to just check in on Bao real quick. Yes. Stay. Okay, come on. Almost, almost. Yes. 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 Okay, Good girl. All right, so you can see Bow definitely coming along nicely, and one of my favorite puppy tricks to teach. It's so cute. It's easier to teach than you might think. I mean, dogs are quite willing to go into that bow position, assuming you can get the lure right. The hardest thing about it, though, is releasing them before they put their butt down. So that's something I'm trying to get better at with her. So believe it or not, it's been many hours since she's had a play session with the dogs because she had her one-on-one time at the park. We did some training here. She's had a long nap. So it's time for more recess and free time for her. In general, as long as I get those 2 main training sessions in a day where I'm teaching them something new, then I really just want her to be a dog for the rest of the day. So that's kind of my plan here, letting her chill, exist in the house, play with the dogs, and just casually exist. Because I don't want to overwhelm her, you know? It seems that that's where dogs really absorb all of these new things, is in that downtime. So really walk that line finally with your own dog and be prepared to adjust accordingly. So it's about time for bed. Kona's had a really nice, active day. More or less, she's been pretty good about sleeping through the night the last 4 nights in a row or so. It's time to go to bed. Yes. Nice job. So she's getting into the routine. And more importantly, she's getting comfortable with being alone. I can't emphasize that enough. That's really my primary objective with her. I'm gonna go to bed now. I hope you guys have found this helpful, seeing what a day in the life of training a puppy is like for me. And as I said before, every day is completely different. Every dog is completely different. But I think you get the idea of the spirit of what we try to do when we're working with a dog. Either way, you're gonna see how this whole dog training project evolves. Sign up for my totally free digital dog training course, 30-Day Perfect Pup, and check out Pupford's other awesome products too. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and check out both of my books. I'll have all of the links below. We'll see you guys next time.